The Chicago Bears take on the Minnesota Vikings in Week 6, coming off their first victory, and now they are looking to make it back-to-back. So can they do it? Let's talk about it, people. What is going on? Y'all, Faiz Sports, all back at it with another video talking. Of course, I'm here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, please hit that subscribe button down below. Please make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms, guys. And as always, hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. All right, so let's get into this, people. So we got a matchup between two 1-4 teams who both desperately need this dub. So who's going to get it? Let's talk about it. As of right now, talking, of course, with the numbers, the Vikings are favored in this one by 3 points. That is what the line has been set at, hovering around 3.5. Over-under is about 46.5 for this one. And I'll be giving my thoughts on the over in this one as well as a final score prediction at the very end. So stick around for that. So when I take a look at this matchup here, people, with the Vikings and the Bears, very, very interesting matchup here. The Bears being at home, coming off that big victory against the Commanders on Thursday Night Football. Pretty much had a mini bye, right? They had pretty much a mini bye. So by the time this game takes place, they'll have 10 days off. The Vikings coming off a pretty controversial, close victory to the Chiefs. That was a tough one. Don't want to comment on, that game. But they did lose to the Kansas City Chiefs, which, again, they're the defending Super Bowl champions. So, not a lot to take away from that in terms of the Chiefs should have won that game and they were expected to win. But, man, the Vikings season has been really, really disappointing. This is a team that has put up a lot of points. Their offense has been humming, clicking, but they just can't get W's, right? Their only victory this season has been over the lowly Carolina Panthers, who are winless on the year. So you take the Panthers game away, they're 0-4. And, again, they have played some really good teams, the Eagles, of course the Chiefs. They also played the Chargers and the Bucks. They should at least be 2-3, maybe even 3-2. But lo and behold, they're 1-4. And with this Vikings team, what I see is their biggest weakness is certainly their defense, man. You can do whatever you want against this Vikings defense. It doesn't scare anybody, really. And that's what the Bears should focus on here. So when I take a look at the Bears offense, that's clicking now on full cylinders, coming off 2 straight great offensive performances by the offense. We're getting another pristine matchup here, folks. The Vikings defense can't stop a nosebleed at this point. We talk about, the opposing offenses going up against the Vikings. The Bucks put up 20 points. Eagles put up 34. Chargers put up 28. The Panthers put up 13. And the Chiefs put up 27. So take out the Panthers for a second here. Minimum, you're getting 20 points on this defense. Minimum. All right? But most likely they will get more on this one. And Justin Fields just has fully just retaken control of, the offense in terms of just his, play and how brilliantly he's playing so far. The last 2 games, 8 touchdowns to just 1 interception, almost 600 passing yards in this one, in the last 2 games. And I think he's going to continue. He's going to continue because this week I don't see the Vikings being able to get pressure. I don't see the Vikings being able to stop anything defensively. Their secondary leaves a lot to be desired. So expect another big game from this Bears offense if Luke Getsy and Justin Fields, are clicking on the same page like they have the last 2 games. And I expect that to be the case, folks. To me, like I said, you can have whatever you want against this Vikings defense. We've seen, receivers go off, and DJ Moore coming off a 230-yard, 8-catch, 3-touchdown game. Like, he's going to go off again in this one. We saw multiple receivers destroy the Vikings. Devontae Smith went off for 100-plus receiving yards. Keenan Allen went for 18 and 215. I don't think DJ Moore's doing that, but you get my point here. Even Adam Thielen, who's been having a pretty surprisingly good year, he even went for 7 and 76. Mike Evans, you get the point here. Feed DJ Moore. That's going to be the first key here for the Chicago Bears offense. Continue to feed your playmakers. DJ Moore should rip apart this Vikings secondary. Rip them apart. If the Vikings, our defense is even remotely, decent, or and their defensive coordinator is smart, they would try to double DJ. But if they do that, I expect a lot of Mooney this week. I expect a lot of Komet. If that is something that happens, though we'll see. But if they do, this is the chance to get Darnell Mooney involved. He had a couple of close connections with Fields last week. This is the time to keep feeding Cole Komet. Hey, who's going to be that third receiver who emerges? Is it going to be Equinemius St. Brown? Is it going to be Tyler Scott? Maybe get them involved as well. Maybe throw in Velus Jones Jr. into that mix. But my point is, DJ or no DJ, the Bears offense should still be able to put up points in this one. As far as the running back front in this one, I do want to mention that obviously Khalil Herbert is going to be out for this game. He is dealing with an injury, and he's going to be out for, I think, about a month maybe. Roschon Johnson left the last game with a concussion, so we don't know if he's going to be available for this one. I'm recording this very early in the week. But the Bears did sign Darrington Evans, so you have him. You also have Dante Foreman, who has been inactive this whole time, so now is the time to dust him off and use him. So again, running back wise, don't really see a lot here for the Bears because you've got Dante Foreman, you'll have Darrington Evans, who we'll see with Roschon Johnson, but I expect the passing offense to be kind of the catapult for the Chicago Bears. So the first thing is, again, with the offense, feed DJ Moore, and again, if he is doubled, you can go ahead and feed the other playmakers, but get the ball in the hands of your best playmakers. I'm going to focus on the passing offense more so than the rushing offense. The other side, we take a look at our defense. Had a pretty solid performance last week. The Commanders got a lot of their yards in garbage time, especially Sam Howell putting up 300-plus passing yards. A lot of it was garbage time. Let's get pressure on Kirk Cousins. We know we're not trying to reinvent the wheel here with Kirk Cousins. He is a sloth in the pocket, not a mobile quarterback to say the least. Get pressure on Kirk. He'll fold like a cheap tent, and that's what you need to do. Yannick Ngakoue, Andrew Billings, like these guys have been able to get some pressure the past couple of weeks. I want that to continue. And Justin Jefferson, man, let's talk about it. He might not be able to go for this one. He's dealing with a hamstring injury. Only had a career low 28 receiving yards last week against the Chiefs. And if he's out, that's a big plus for the Chicago Bears. Big plus for them. So to me, let's see. If I had to pick right now, very early in the week, but I think Justin Jefferson probably misses this one. Why risk it, man? Hamstring injuries are very tricky, especially for receivers. So I think he's probably going to be out, but we'll see. But if he's out, man, big opportunity for the rookie receiver Jordan Addison. You still got TJ Hawkinson there. So I'm not saying the Vikings offense all of a sudden is trash without Justin Jefferson. They still have some playmakers, so you still have to be aware. But yeah, the biggest thing is get pressure on Kirk Cousins. As far as Bears secondary, we don't know if Eddie Jackson's going to be back or Jalen Johnson. We'll see about that. But yeah, man, overall, should be a pretty straightforward game plan. Just continue to build on the things you've done against the Commanders and the Broncos. Feed DJ Moore. I cannot stress that enough. And then go ahead and get pressure on Kirk Cousins. And I got to tell you, folks, Justin Jefferson, being out is going to be huge. But regardless, I'm making this pick here irrespective of that, in the sense of I think the Chicago Bears win this matchup outright. I think it's going to be a little bit of a mini shootout here, if you will. Two bad defenses should be able to put up points here. I'm going to say final score, the Bears squeak out a W here, win back-to-back for the first time since 2021. 34-31, Chicago Bears beat the Minnesota Vikings in Week 6. You heard it here first. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts, as always. Thanks for watching.